Inflation week. So as we know, there are two very pivotal weeks for housing interest rates, right? Of course, as of right now, those pivotal weeks can sometimes be subdued, mainly because the driving force of interest rates is obviously more market-driven, and by market-driven, I mean more headline-driven, and headline-driven, I mean more U.S., Iran, will there be an agreement, will there not be an agreement, right? Interest rates go up the moment there's some type of tweet that says, hey, we are going to bomb, and then boom, vice versa, we come to an agreement, or it looks like an agreement could be had, interest rates go down. Literally, we saw this exact thing over the last 24 hours, right? Yesterday, Wednesday, we saw interest rates or the 10-year Treasury move up to about 4.55. Today, down to about 4.45, because now it looks like maybe a ceasefire or an agreement could be happening. So obviously, that's the market driver. But we all want to go back to a world where we can look at, data, and the data can truly be the driver of interest rates. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Is we're going to talk about a little bit more data. So yesterday, inflation came out. It came out a little better than expected, still overall high, right? It came in at a 0.5% month over month print. That's a high print, right? And if you look at the last 3 months, we went from 0.9, 0.6, 0.5. Those are high. Those are high, right? And inflation is going to be between 3.5 to 4.5 for the next 12 months, right? We are, I think, 63 consecutive months inflation's been above the Fed target of 2%. Mark that. 63 consecutive months we've been above the Fed target of 2%. I don't even know if the Fed target of 2% is a real thing anymore, but obviously it's still what's discussed, it's still what talked about. So you can chalk it up right now if we're at 63 months. In 12 months, right, the June 11th, 2027 market update, yeah, we're going to be at 75 months, right? We're going to be at 75 months consecutively over 2 months, right? It's going to take a little bit of time to get back to that 2% level. That being said, it still came in better than expected, and we are continuing to see the trend slow down, right? 0.5, not a good print, but let's look at it. 0.9 in March, 0.6 in April, 0.5 in May, and as of right now, the Cleveland Fed is only predicting a 0.1% print in June. And if you've been on any of my market updates in the past, realistically, all you have to do is get through the first 5 to 7 days, and inflation stays pretty much the same, right? So 0.7, or I think it's a 0.07% print. So round that up, 0.1%. So again, 0.9, 0.6, 0.5, 0.1. 0.1 is actually a really, really good print. But you can see the difference, right? The war, all that essentially started February 28th. Immediate reaction, 0.9, 0.6, 0.5, 0.1, right? So we're coming back down. We're coming back down to normal. The market will react accordingly, right? So as of right now, interest rates are about 6.6. We talked about it last week. Very honest, interest rates are probably going to range 6.5 to 6.75, assuming there is some type of turmoil still going on. That's the range, 6.5 to 6.75. Should there be a true ceasefire, should there be some type of an agreement, an actual legitimate agreement in the works, we'll probably see 6.25 to 6.5, right? So again, it's all going to be pretty condensed, right? 6.25 to 6.5 an agreement, 6.5 to 6.75, kind of like where we're at now, where we tweet an agreement, tweet no agreement, back and forth. And then also vice versa, if something escalates, you can pretty much bake in 6.75 to 7, right? So those are your three ranges you need to know, okay? So overall though, inflation is coming down. So if we can get this agreement, we can see the inflation starting to come back down. As we talked about, it's going to be April of next year, May of next year until we can start getting closer to 2. But the trend is the signal. It's a good signal. And yeah, reach out if you have any questions.